more and more complicated. Different versions well, that's not really real. But sometimes it looks that way. But through all the discussion, it looks like we are never going to get any work done, but for some reason we are. We have a 9,500 persons on the top email list. To compare that, there are only 6,300 on the general top mailing list. We have more than a dozen local mailing lists in several parts of Germany, several vet forums, German ISD channel, 13 local groups, most of them meet monthly. And we had only 3 mapping parties. For some reason, the Germans, they like to go to their Stammtisch, to their meeting, and drink beer, and they like to go out mapping, but they don't like to do the two things together in a mapping party. I don't know why that's happening, and you see later what we're trying to do about that. Here you can see the local groups. All of these places are fairly big cities, except of Moorhat down here. That's a town of 14,000 people, and I think about 1% of them must be mappers or something. They have not local meetings. We do actually do some mapping. This is Berlin, start of 2007. You see there's basically nothing there. This is how Berlin looks today. If you look a bit closer, this is around Potsdamer Platz. You can see the buildings, and you can see that some people do have too much time on it. Germany was, or Berlin was one of the first places where people started to map buildings. Now everybody else in the world is doing that. So the Berliners have to do something else. They are mapping the zoo. You have to look at it on the web. You can see where this is where the elephants are. You have the different kinds of monkeys down here, and so have a look at it. The Berlin Zoo. What we do for promoting OpenStreetMap, we have created this flyer. Actually created this flyer, and we printed. A lot of those 14,000 flyers have been distributed. Everybody in Germany can just send us an email, and we'll send them some flyers. They're small, so that you can put them in your pocket when you're going out mapping. You can show that to people if people have questions. That's the idea there. There's an English version. It's in the subversion repository, and somebody did something too. So grab that or translate for your own country, own language if you want to. Also, we of course have some events where you have booths and talks, and we use that flyer there. This is one example. This is the Foskis conference in Freiburg, and you see Felix and me and Max Bolshan manning the booth there. We created this printed map for this event. 400 people came to the conference, and they all got OpenStreetMap map in their bags, based on Osmerenda, and then lots of filling around it to get a really nice looking map and a printed map. So this can be done in a map. Most of them didn't realize that it's not a professionally done map. This is Linux Stack. Again, a booth in Berlin recently. We got one of the prizes for one of the best booths in the Linux Stack, one in Nokia 810 for that booth. It was always credited, supported of Linux Stack. This is in Hamburg. Some other events there that the Hamburg people organized. Well, it was a bigger event in the town, and they participated there with their OpenStreetMap booth. Of course, we have our book that Felix and me wrote in Germany. We get lots of questions, is there going to be a translation? If anybody knows a publisher or somebody who wants to do a translation, then talk to us. I have it here if somebody wants to have a look at it. We got 2 sponsors, Linux Hotel. Some people know that from last year's developer conference in B1 system. They sponsored us those 10 GPS units, which we are now sending out to mapping parties and schools, and if you want to do events. They're basically booked for the whole summer, every weekend. This is the first time we use those is a school project with 30 students mapping part of Cologne. So we have a competition going. This is how we're trying to get more mapping parties going. We started this open street map summer mapping competition. Every groups can participate. There's cash prizes to win. The Berliners decided now that they have done the zoo, they are going to do all the cemeteries, including all the graves of important people. Their project for this competition. The Moab people decided they're going to do amusement parks, including roller coasters. There's still some discussion about railway roller coaster, leisure roller coasters. There's people in Boomte, which is another small town. They talked to the mayor there on the official website of that town and get lots of support. They got a pizza parlor there in Boomte, which are giving for every pizza. If you order pizza, you get an OpenStreetMap flyer with it. So it's really trying to get out into the public. Somebody is putting a little bit of municipal data. But in general, it's very hard in Germany to get to official data. We did assess in OpenStreetMap fashion. We just tried out how we could do house numbers and addresses. There's a little bit of data in Karlsruhe. If you zoom in the right places, you can actually see this in the bottom right-hand side. It's just one way of trying how this can be done. We didn't talk about it much. We didn't have really the time to promote that, so think more about that. But if somebody's interested, talk to me. This is a German website which at the beginning of April, I think, we launched with lots of information about in OpenStreetMap in German. You can see the statistics. The error here is when we relaunched the website, there's a bit more traffic, and those highest peaks is when the practical window of OpenStreetMap. This is some of each of these spikes. You can see which press there was. National TV, Spiegel is one of the biggest newspapers.